Every app you use today started with code. Instagram, YouTubeism, your phone's operating system, all of them were built using coding. But have you ever wondered what coding really is? Is it just random text on a black screen? Or is it something more? How does typing words turn into real apps and software? In this video, we are going to explain how coding actually works in the simplest way possible. What is coding? Let's start simple. Coding is just giving instructions to a computer. That is it. A computer cannot think like humans. It only follows instructions step by step. So coding is the process of telling the computer exactly what to do. For example, open a file, show an image, play a video to numbers. All of these actions happen because someone wrote code. You can think of coding like writing a recipe. If you follow the recipe exactly, you get the result you want. Computers work the same way, programming languages. But computers do not understand human language. They only understand zeros and ones. Binary code. So how do we talk to computers easily? We use programming languages. Languages like Python, JavaScript, C, and Java. These languages are easier for humans to read and write. For example, instead of writing long binary numbers, we can write something simple like print hello. The programming language then converts this into something the computer understands. So programming languages act like translators between humans and machines. What happens when you write code? Let's say you write some code for a simple app. What happens next? First, you type the code into a code editor on your laptop. Then you run the program. Behind the scenes, something called a compiler or interpreter translates your code into machine language. Machine language is the only thing your computer's processor understands. Once translated, the CPU executes the instructions one by one. That is how your program comes to life. So code becomes instructions, instructions become actions, and actions create your app. How apps and websites are built. Now let's talk about real-world examples. Websites are built using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML creates the structure, CSS adds design and colors, JavaScript adds interaction and movement. Apps use other languages like Java, Swift, or Kotlin. Games use engines and lots of code to control graphics, sound, and physics. Even simple apps may have thousands or millions of lines of code, all working together. It is like building a house with many small bricks. Each line of code is one brick. How the computer processes code inside your laptop or phone is a processor called the CPU. When you run code, the CPU reads instructions extremely fast, billions of instructions per second. It performs calculations, moves data, and controls everything on your screen. That is why apps open instantly and games run smoothly. It all happens because the CPU is constantly following the code's instructions, very fast and very precisely. Why coding is powerful? Coding is powerful because it lets you create anything. Apps, websites, felicity, intelligence of in space technology. All of it starts with code. If you can code, you can turn ideas into real digital products. That is why coding is one of the most important skills today. So how does coding actually work? It is simple. You write instructions in a programming language. The computer translates them into machine code. The CPU executes those instructions, and your program runs. Coding is just telling a computer what to do step by step, line by line. And that is how all modern technology is built. If you enjoyed learning how coding works, make sure to like this video and subscribe to TechSpark for more simple technology explained. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.